Hey you guys, Chad Andrews here, Total Cyclist Training Centers, coaching, and camps. Let's go through this scenario. Going on a bike ride. It's a peppy bike ride. It's pretty quick. And man, as one of my friends would say, the road is getting mighty dusty. What does that mean? You're craving a beer. You want a beer. There's something to cycling and beer. The relationship is so strong. And throughout the years, remember way back in the day, during the Tour de France, they would drink beer. Crazy, huh? And smoke cigarettes. I wonder what would happen right now if we still did that. But yeah, that's what they used to do. They used to smoke cigarettes and drink beer. Well, what we do now in the advent of all these amazing breweries that we've got up going around the world, in your town, in your uptown or your downtown, we go out and do these. Matter of fact, group rides are now leaving from these breweries, like Unknown Brewery in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a charitable ride that goes on for MFs, and they have group rides going out of there. A group, B group, C group. There might even be a D group ride from that, and it's pretty cool to see. You see it throughout every city in the U.S. that there is some sort of group ride that leads to a beer afterwards. Well, is it a good idea? Yes. Now, let me clarify this. Only in moderation. Everything in moderation. That's the most important factor in all this because, I mean, clearly you just don't want to go and get just completely blown up, drink 10 beers, and then how are you going to get home? Riding a bike is just like a car. Guys, just like a car. Same rules, same laws, same everything. So driving while impaired can go with you as you're riding a bike. Now, number one, it's the great motivation after a group ride to know that you're going to have a beer afterwards. The road is getting mighty dusty, craving a beer, maybe two. If you're riding back to your house, obviously, or to your office or wherever. But number one, it's the social aspect. That's number one with a gun. It's the social aspect because the social aspect can help build that cycling community. Like in Charlotte, there's so many rides that leave from our breweries that it's just, you know, it's the spike in the local cycling community that I think has really kind of made it neat and fun. I mean, afterwards, you're toasting, you're having a beer, and it's that feeling of, you know, you just drained yourself, you just depleted yourself, sometimes on a hard group ride, regardless of whether you're an A rider, B rider, C or D rider. It's that little toast at the end, hey, great ride, how about that little sprint sign or whatever. So it's the community of having a beer after you do your group ride. But here's some caveats to that. Not some caveats, but some addition. Is beer good for you to ride after? Alcohol has been proven to dehydrate you afterwards. Well, we've got a trick for you. We tell all of our clients at Total Cyclists that if you're going to have a beer, fill up your water. Don't fill up your water bottle because, well, some of us it's unique. If you have your beer, then have your water bottle next to you or a glass of water with just a tiny bit of ice because most cyclists just don't like ice water. And for every beer that you have a glass of water with it. It keeps that balance of hydration better. And get a lower alcohol content beer. Not only will that be better for your bike ride home, but it'll also decrease the amount of alcohol that's in it, and it's twofold. So if you have water with your beer, that's going to help with the dehydration. Have you noticed that if you do group rides with people and they're normally pretty quiet, when you get a beer in them, boy, it's yakety, yakety, yakety. Hey, how about that sprint sign? Oh, I'm sorry I cut you off. All right, so now let's be practical here. What are some of the things that beer can do? According to Bicycle Magazine, number one, beer can help reduce your risk of heart disease. According to Harvard University, more than 100 studies show an inverse association between moderate drinking and risk of heart disease. I think we knew that one. Type 2 diabetes. A U-shaped relationship with a highly significant 30% reduced risk of type 2 diabetes and alcohol consumers who drink in moderation. Again, we keep doing this whole moderation thing, but that's the key to it. Beer can increase your bone density. Well, not your muscles, but your bone density. Studies have found that beers, particularly darker, hoppier ales, which I really like, have a high amount of silicone. Silicone, which contributes to bone and connective tissue health, according to the Journal of Science of Food and Agriculture. Beer can prevent Alzheimer's disease. My mom has got early onset, and I'm going to try to get her to hammer back a 6-pack of pale ale. No, not really. Drinking in moderation can actually help you stay on top of your mental game. Researchers at Lanzhou University recently found that a compound found in beer hops, xanthomal, can guard against oxidative stress and might fight the onset of dementia and cognitive decline. Beer can reduce your cholesterol. I think we heard that many years ago, and it's kind of remained constant. A study recently found that moderate beer consumption can increase your HDLs. Who'd have thunk it? Pretty cool. Beer also can prevent kidney stones. Man, I got a friend of mine that had it. A couple of friends of mine. Whew, man, have you ever tried to push a boulder through a hose? It just doesn't work. I toast to never finding out how miserable it feels to pass a kidney stone. Beer intake has been shown to have an inverse relationship with this painful ailment. So if you have a stone, get a beer. Beer, of course, can support bicycle advocacy. We talked about that at the outset. And beer might be able to fight cancer. Researchers in Germany discovered that the xanthomal in beer hops, the same stuff that helps prevent dementia, can block excessive testosterone and estrogen and thus reduce the chance of cancer. Now, again, guys, this is all in moderation. But there are some benefits, not only to hanging out with your bros and your sisters, but there is some benefits to it. So, that'll do it. Beer and pizza. More importantly, the beer aspect of it. Of beer and pizza with Total Cyclist. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Here's me toasting to you guys.